Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's fucking 420. How the fuck is everybody doing? Welcome to another episode of the Bromigos podcast. This is your boy, Panama Red.
What's poppin'? You know it's your boy, Dang Money. How y'all doing, man?
Coochie, you silent. So, fix your shit, player. Fix your shit. Fix your shit. Yeah, you play. Okay, Matt, continue, Matt.
Oh, there we go. Am I
There
coming
we
through
go.
now?
Yeah.
Coming through now.
And my mic had a mess up when I was opening up audition. But I'm the hoochie man. I'm holding it down somehow.
And of course, it's your undercover brother, Matt. Once again, happy 420 to everybody. Did you guys know? Did you guys know, before we get to our guest, this is kind of like the unofficial 1 year anniversary?
I thought of
the
that.
podcast.
Yes, I did. I thought of that shit. I did think of it. Yes, applaud that shit.
Because we recorded what was technically the first ever episode of the podcast on 420 back at broadcasting school last year. So that's wild, man.
I think I wore the same shirt too. I think so. I know me and Dante came in with glasses too, that light-skinned motherfucker. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited. Today we have one of my friends from Germany. I've known her for quite a while. She is a musician, very talented, very talented. Goes by the name of Palina. Let's give her a round of applause, goddamn. Give her a round of applause. Yes. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing fine. This is I think this is my first time ever being on a podcast, if I'm not mistaken. I've been to radio shows before, but podcast is still a little bit different. So I'm still very excited though. I'm really excited. Thank you for the invitation. Happy 420 again.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing good.
Good shit.
So I need to ask a question to start the show because, Mike, obviously you've been to Germany several times, and I don't think we've ever touched on it, but you're now back in Germany full time now.
Yep.
But how did you two come to meet each other is my question to start this off.
Damn, that's a good question.
That's a good ass question.
Yeah, how did we even? I don't even. Oh Jesus, we run way
Actually,
back.
I do know. I remember.
You haven't
I think my
accidentally
boy-
told a story about her in the past? I'm just
No. I have not, sir. Calm down.
No, you.
No, I have not. Drew put me in touch with you. My boy Drew. He somehow, I don't even know if you remember Drew, but Drew had hit me up and told me to get in touch with you. Some shit. I can't fully, it's not even a cool story, man, because I can't even remember the shit. It was something like that to where we connected that way, and then we linked up a few times in Munich and shit like that. So that's what it was.
But I do think it was through Instagram that we got familiar with one another.
Could
if
be.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Could be.
Something like that. But I honestly, I can't remember. Good that see,
Yeah,
like
it's been
even
so long.
right. That's what I'm saying.
It's been so
Well,
long.
it's either that or, you guys were partying in Munich and you don't really remember what was going on at that time.
I didn't party in Munich. I'm not a huge fan of Munich. Munich's not one of my favorite cities in Germany. It's like Munich's mid as fuck. To be
I agree
real.
with that. I don't like Munich. Also, I mean, it's not.
It's mid as fuck. It's not a good party scene unless you're like into like techno kind of shit. Like they got this spot called like Kulfabrik. I don't even know if it's still there. It's been so many years. That's how long I've been in Germany. You know what I'm saying? I've been there a couple times. I was like, what the fuck is this? Get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? Their hip hop scene ain't all that either. So it is.
Yeah,
what it is.
the cultural scene in Munich, even as an upcoming artist back then, it wasn't really many opportunities. They don't really have like hip hop open stages or open mics like that. At least not as far as I was familiar with. But even like I lived like 30 minutes from Munich, and just the whole area I would say for just artists, it wasn't the best city, because I was always traveling to Mannheim or Frankfurt to actually get gigs and performances, because the American hip hop scene is just so much more established in those areas. But Munich, not really. Like Mike already said, like it's just more techno in Munich.
See, it's funny that you say Munich is mid, because I used to talk to somebody, excuse me, when I used to play Call of Duty and all that. And they would travel around a lot, and they would be gaming. And one of the places they were in was Germany, and Munich specifically. And they would be like, "Yo, I gotta go. There's a party going out in Munich in the streets. I gotta get a hold of that party." So it's weird hearing two different sides of the story. But then again, this particular instance that I'm talking about was like 10, 12 years ago.
Was this a white boy, Matt? Was this a white boy?
No, it was actually a white girl, I think.
Oh, well, I think it's, I mean, well, I'm not going to knock these. I'm just saying, for me, I think Munich's mid. I don't really like people from Munich. They're little cocky sons of bitches. Because, where we live at in Germany is the, if I'm not mistaken, the richest Bundesland. Let's just call it state, the richest state in Germany. And then you have Munich is probably the one, if not the richest city in Germany. So they're like a little cocky motherfuckers. Yeah.
So, I can't stand people like that, man.
Yeah. So enough about talking about Munich. Let's talk about you, Miss Palina. So you said that you're really into the hip hop scene. Okay, talk about that. Elaborate a little more. Where do you draw inspiration? How do you go through your process of making music? Let's talk about these things.
Yeah, it's really interesting, because I'm not like the typical, I would say the typical artist where okay, I want to write a song now, I'm going to write a song. Unfortunately, though, I get inspired really much by heartbreaks and emotional situations, which has a lot been the case in the past before I've gotten married. And it was like I had so much heartbreak songs, so I was singing a lot of ballads. And the way I approach songwriting is more like I just sit down at the piano, I play a melody, and I basically just come up with some lyrics. And surprisingly, it just ends up being a song. And back then, I have to add, I had a big issue with not finishing songs. Like I used to start so many songs, but I could never finish them. Like barely. I had maybe like 10 finished songs out of like 150. You know what I mean? And so these days it's a bit different, luckily. But yeah, so this is on that side of me. But also on the other side of me, I do hip hop and rap. I wouldn't consider myself a rapper, but I do love making hip hop, especially since I started producing myself. I do use a lot of autotune. It's a bit of a different sound that I'm using, but I really like it. So yeah.
Would you say that you're exploring different sounds currently, or would you say that you've established yourself and you've found your niche?
I mean, I think I have thought about that the other day. And one thing about me that I have established is that I'm a diverse artist, meaning that I can sing Alicia Keys ballads on the piano and play it myself, but I can also rap about street dance, like it's really quite the opposite, I would say. But this is why I'm saying, like, this is one thing I have established for me being an artist. I wouldn't say I'm still looking for my sound. I would say it depends on the people and my mood, on what I do and what kind of music I do. For example, when I'm with my peers, I do sometimes they play like jazz or neo soul type of stuff. I do neo soul and R&B. And when I'm by myself in a studio with beats, I do rap or autotune songs. And when I'm by myself, also sometimes at home, sitting at the piano, I just play sad shit, So
Sad
it really,
music hit.
I know, right? It's the best.
Yeah. Love me some sad music.
What I want to know is what's the American like hip hop and R&B uh sound out there? Like how are you able to like come into coming into that genre? Because I'm sure you've had to have heard it out there, of course, in order to get into it. I mean, it's kind of difficult to um sing, especially on a language that's not the main language in a different country. It's different because I like listening to a lot of artists that do that. So how are you inspired in order to get into R&B and hip hop?
How it all started, it's probably really funny, but when I was 14, I didn't have any hip hop song influences whatsoever. When I turned 14, I don't know if you guys can remember, like I was born 1995. So back then we had like chats, and in my free time I used to chat with different people all across Germany with my age. And we used to talk about different things. And then one thing appeared to be music. And then this one guy, he was listening to Young Money, Lil Wayne, Tyga, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and so on. And I was like, hey, let me check it out. And so I checked it out, and I was totally loving it. I was like, oh my God, this is dope. And so basically what happened, I started listening to Young Money, Cash Money records, to their artists, until I joined music college, was 16. And then in music college, I got a lot of influence of jazz and neo soul, like D'Angelo, Alicia Keys, also, of course. Not to mention, like I'm just now actually remembering my mom had a DVD back then, Alicia Keys live in concert. It's like 2 DVDs, 1 hour long each, and that was also a thing that inspired me back then. Yeah, just remembered. So yeah, this is how it basically all started. So I started listening to hip hop, basically hip hop rap, and then it kind of fused with neo soul, jazz, R&B at music college, and yeah, this is how my whole sound kind of got established or created.
It's tough. That's tough. I mean, just for me, I don't expect to hear our music like outside of the country, because the only music that we hear over here, K-pop is kind of big in America. You got Latin music, but we don't hear whatever's really popular in Germany or what's popular in, like, Australia or China. We don't hear this stuff over here. So it's interesting to see what kind of music is out there. But that's dope though. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's great that you say that, because the cool thing is also, to me personally, that I do it in the English language, because of course, like, I'm a native German speaker, and people always ask me, why don't you do it in German, or why don't you sing or rap in German? And I tried it, not that I haven't, but it's so weird.
It hits
But it's
different.
first it hits different, and second, it just doesn't feel naturally to me. Singing and rapping in German, it doesn't feel authentic, weirdly, because English is not my native language. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very weird, but this is what makes me, and this is how I feel comfortable the most. And I think this is what it is with artists. They have to feel comfortable with what they do, and with the music they're making.
I feel as though, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, like if you were to sing or rap a song in German, the beats or the instrumental would have to kind of be altered a little bit to the native language, right? Or else it's not going to hit as much. Like, for instance, like if we listen to rap from the US, we know based on our native language, English, how the beat's supposed to be, because they're saying words that will hit on the beats that they need to hit on. But in German, with a different language, like, wouldn't they have to alter the beats a little bit so that it kind of hits in the language more? Am I wrong about this, or?
I understand what you mean. I'm just not familiar with it. Like, I don't know. I haven't heard of any examples before. I do agree with you on it. It doesn't hit the same. When you said it doesn't hit the same in a German language when you have just a beat that typically an American hip hop artist uses. I also noticed though that old school hip hop and R&B beats, they can be used, and it sounds pretty good when you have a good German flow and a good rapper, I would say. When it comes to the new style, when it comes to the new hip hop or drill even, I do think they have to do some things different. But also what I've noticed, that's a little bit of a different thing, but whatever you guys in the States have going on musically in the music industry is coming to Germany, but like 10 or 15 years later. Like Germany is super late on everything when it comes to the music. Like for now, we have a huge artist in Germany. He makes like hip hop, and he collaborates a lot with American artists and with just like foreign artists. And his name is Luciano. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but he's like super big in Germany. And he uses actually a lot of like, I'll say Drake style beats, but also drill style beats. So, and that works out for him very well though, because he's super popular here.
So
I was going to ask, has Ice Spice ever caught steam in Germany yet?
Oh yeah, totally.
I just don't know if it's like caught up with like how American music is. Like one week, someone could just shoot up to the charts like instantly. I don't know if that's the same in Germany. Like, oh, if that's popular in America, we'll play it over here.
So I would say it doesn't get as popular as in the States. It gets very familiar though. I think through TikTok, it makes it makes huge rounds, you know. Everybody sees it on TikTok, and I think this is how people become familiar with like Ice Spice, for example. But it doesn't make it to the hits.
So
it doesn't make it to the hits.
As it shouldn't, because Ice Spice is ass.
Garbage.
She's ass. She's
Garbage.
garbage.
You were literally repping her all summer. Don't even fucking start. We have audio and video evidence of you saying how FNF was the song of the summer.
I need to see it.
So real quick, if I could speak on that, because answering those questions, I think it's a matter of where you go and who you deal with, right? So where we live in one of those areas where there's military bases around, right? So some of the hip hop clubs that are around here, because they cater to the American crowd that goes there, you're more likely to hear that there, right? But if you were to go to somewhere where like I don't want to say German club, but let's just call it to a German club where they play hip hop, you're not likely to hear something like that. Like if you go to, we have a club I call the World of Nightmares. It's called the One. It's World of Nightlife. I call it World of Nightmares, right? There they play a whole lot of music that caters to the younger crowd that listens to hip hop nowadays, right? Versus, I don't know if you were to go somewhere like, there's another club called Resi where they do play hip hop music. They don't have a lot of the same sounds because not a lot of black folk go up in there. So that's really what it is. So getting exposed to that, the exposure to it all depends where you go. You go to like K-Town, Kaiserslautern, you go to Stuttgart, you're more likely to hear the sounds that we're more accustomed to versus going to a German club like Mach 1. You ain't getting none of that. You ain't getting none of that. You might get some Tyga.
Rec City. Yeah.
When's the last time Tyga put out a hit? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of shit what it is. So she's absolutely correct when she's talking about the Germany being behind when it comes to like they listen to what the fuck is her name? Taylor Swift. Oh, they'd be up on that shit. But then you'll listen, like listening to the radio is the biggest mistake over here. You 1 minute you'll be listening to like fucking Taylor Swift and the latest hits, and then you'll be like Beyonce from like 2007. Like what?
Playing Irresistible on repeat.
Yeah, bro. No bullshit, bro. Like, I hate.
But you know, it's funny you mentioned that because despite all of that, and because I'm a big rock and metal fan, so the metal scene over there is very fucking popular. Like they have like all the up to date stuff, and there have been great metal bands to come out of Germany. So I mean, I'm assuming at least in that department, it's up to date a little bit. but maybe other genres just aren't catching up as much. For instance, older Beyonce and Taylor Swift hits and such. But
fuck Beyonce. I don't care what nobody says.
Amen.
Nobody
Amen.
says.
Amen.
Yo,
Amen.
you know what?
Amen.
The Beehive
Amen.
can come for me too. Fuck all of y'all.
Please.
Beyonce is overrated. Beyonce is
So
overrated. I
Wow.
said it. I don't care.
Overrated.
I don't
Wow.
care.
You know what?
Come for
Hold up.
me.
I got a question. I had like an original question, but I'm gonna switch my question because I'm like that. All right. So I assume you know a lot about the history of rap and everything and R&B enough to I guess answer this question. What don't you like about the current state of hip hop? Because I feel like there's a lot of people that have differing opinions on the current state of hip hop, sound, the new artists.
Me too.
Mike's old ass definitely
Fuck
has
you,
an
nigga. This
opinion.
music is garbage.
Matt doesn't listen to anything past 1995. So
No, wrong. More like
he doesn't know anything.
We'll say 2005 outside of any Eminem hits past 2010. But
Gucci Man listens to he listens to everything. So I can't say anything about Gucci Man. But yeah, what don't you like about hip hop?
That's a really good question. If I think back to how the music was in the 90s, and I know I'm a very I'm born 1995, but I still listen to some 90s music, and I do miss the sound. I also miss the lyrical aspect of the old hip hop music, because it was very, I would say, engaged with society struggles, with politics. And these days, there are rarely any good rappers that actually have good lyrics that align with what is going on in the world, Let's just take the COVID pandemic. If the COVID pandemic happened in the 90s, you probably would have had like at least 10 songs on the radio rapping about the society and what's going on and yada yada, And these days it's just not really like that, in my opinion. I also, one thing that just appeared, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but artificial intelligence. It's making its rounds.
Yep.
I was going to talk about that too.
I've been hearing a lot about that.
I was going to talk
And-
about that too. I really wanted to know how you felt about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard this Drake song by
Weekend song, yeah.
Ghost, by Ghostwriter.
It's terrible.
That I can't lie, that song was stuck in my head the whole day.
Terrible? You said it's terrible?
Terrible.
It is not terrible. I guess everybody else in the world in the U.S. is wrong, but Dante's right. Get the fuck out of here. Terrible? Terrible?
I will not stand nor will I take this
this is
disrespect.
the motherfucker. This is the
towards
same
Drizzy
light
Drake.
skinned nigga that was talking about Glorilla is that bitch. Fuck out of here, bro.
I'm sorry she had the song of the summer. I'm sorry, like my fault.
No, you're.
I cannot.
I'm 100% right.
You're gonna ruin my vibe with this nonsense. I swear to God. Every fucking time you come on here with your fuckery. You have a person who isn't even from the U.S. telling you that the state of hip hop right now is on life support. She's telling you herself. She didn't use those words, but she's telling you.
I agree. I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting her. I'm not doubting her.
Motherfucker from Florida with this little stupid black dark ass nigga. He looked like a turd. What's his name? From Florida. He talk like that. He rap like
Kodak.
Yeah.
Yo. What we're not gonna do. What we're not gonna do is disrespect Kodak.
Yes, right? Fuck him.
No.
Dark ass nigga. Tell the nigga he needs to stop you tanning.
Kodak has dropped some of the best music of my generation. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
First of all, your generation is fucked when it comes to music. Are you serious?
I love Kodak.
The best thing your generation has put out, and we can't even give it to you. We can't even really give it to you because you know what? J. Cole is my age. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole is my age, and he's the best thing that's happening right now.
J. Cole loves Kodak. J. Cole loves Kodak.
Kodak is booty meat.
You're crazy.
That's what he is.
You never.
He's garbage. I'm not.
I think it all comes down to different styles as a person that you like. It's a personal preference.
So keeping it a buck, that's very political of you. You should be a politician. So don't get me wrong. Some of this shit that I go on rants about when I'm in the club and drunk, like, okay, I be, you know what I'm saying? First of all, that Ice Spice song, I was feeling you. Nowhere have I seen that and be like, yo, that's a banger. Nowhere have I. Every time I see it's the same thing. Motherfuckers start twerking, think they know what they're doing. And I'm sitting back like, first of all, you got no ass. Second of all, you got too much ass. Like, what is this? It's jiggling all over the place. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just sitting there like, okay, that's not a banger. But then you know what? Kodak Black, when I hear his shit and I'm sauced and all I'm paying attention to is the beat, then I hear you. Then it makes sense. Because half the time you little niggas be drugged up and fucked up on codeine and all this other shit that you drug users are taking. Somebody who I wish I knew who quoted us. Somebody said, music before used to be made by drug dealers. Now music is being made by drug users, right? Like, what's that motherfucker? Lil Pump, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. Now that shit sound good to dance to when I'm sauced. But he ain't said nothing, bro. He hasn't said a fucking thing.
Yeah, I think this is also what I meant when I said with the lyrical aspect. It's just these days it's a lot, like you just said. What does the song say? Like, you thought I was feeling you, or Gucci Gang, or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have like a very deep message. It's, I think, more so. I feel like back then it was more for the soul, and these days it's just more for the money, for business. They trying to create hits because people listen to it. It's stuck in your head. If it's stuck in your head, people are gonna repeat it. People are gonna listen to it.
So I have a point that I want to make, because you mentioned how a lot of hip hop songs don't even have like that kind of political message anymore. Well, I will throw one name in there. You guys might clown me for this, but Lil Baby put out a song in like late 2020, early 2021, kind of encompassing the whole thing with the George Floyd situation and all that.
I fuck with Lil Baby.
So like the bigger picture is the song I'm talking about, and that's like one of the only songs that I've heard in the last several years that actually kind of coincides with what Palina had said earlier. Yeah. And I'm not sure if anybody else has heard that song.
Wait. So we gonna act like Tip Pip a Butterfly didn't drop? We gonna act like that never.
No, we're not acting like that. We're not gonna. You talking about? Come on, bro.
I haven't heard it.
All right.
I haven't heard.
All right. Wait. All right was literally.
No, but you do know who you're talking about, though, right? You do know who you're talking about, right?
I'm just saying.
No. Say his name, nigga.
Like,
say his name.
Listen.
Say his name.
Say his name. Kung Fu Kenny. K-Dot.
Say his name again one more time, because he got more nicknames.
Kung Fu Kenny.
He got more.
K-Dot. Kendrick Lamar.
God.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
When he dropped All Right, bro, that
we
was
gonna
like,
be all right.
That was like the song of the BLM, bro. Before all
he's goated, though. He's goated.
Shit was crazy.
He's goated.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Crazy.
Go ahead.
Which song just popped up in my head is a song that I really truly appreciated and I really fucked with, because it was not just the beat, but also just the message. Was "This Is America" by Childish Gambino.
Oh,
that song was
God damn, applaud excellent. Her. Holy shit, applaud her. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, yes. 100%. 100%. That's a great song. Great song.
Right. Yeah.
So you said that you used to draw a lot of inspiration from your relationships and failed relationships, because heartbreak and things like that. What, in your experience, what has the dating scene been like in Germany?
I mean, I can't speak on the current situation. I've been married for like 3 years.
That's from your experience.
Been together for like 5 years, so I can speak before 2018. Before, I would say it's very difficult, I think, because it's difficult asking me that question too, because I've only dated Americans. So I can't really speak on how really it is on the German economy or German dating scene, you know.
I know what you're saying.
But the difficulty when it comes to dating Americans in Germany is that most of them are in the military, and most of them will leave. So most of them will not want to bond for a longer run, unless they really want to be married or they really want a life with another woman. Other than that, if they're unsure or uncertain, they will just live their lives out here. And it makes it difficult because I think naturally as women, we do want to create a family. Not all, but I would say a lot of women, because we do have a biological clock. So at some point, we also want to have kids, get married and have a partner by our sides. And I do think that women just are looking more to date and be in a relationship other than men out here.
Okay. Okay. I can agree with that. Now you mentioned the biological clock and wanting to get married and things like that. Now I heard a statement and I heard it on another podcast. I wish I could remember. I got a horrible memory. I smoke too much. Where the gentleman said that men marry the women that they want, women marry the men that they can. How true would you say that statement is?
Wait, I feel like you should reverse that.
No. Because women. Okay, this is why he said it this way. Women can get who they want. Period.
Yeah.
But the man that they get doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to marry her. He'll probably sleep with her. He may kick it with her for a while, but he's not necessarily going to marry her because he's not going to be ready. He's not ready to. Whereas when a man is ready, right, he will look for the woman. He's going to take his time and look for the woman that he actually wants to marry, right? Versus women will wait around for the opportunity for a man to present himself to be like he's ready to get married. Okay, now we're going to get married. That's because, traditional women will wait for that fucking proposal. A man ain't proposing until he's ready to be married. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I, in some ways, agree with this statement. I just wanted to know a female perspective on this particular statement and how you feel about that.
Well, I don't fully agree with that statement. To some extent, yeah, but I do. So you said men marry who they can,
No, men marry who they want. Women marry who
yeah,
they
okay.
can.
Oh, I see. Okay. So when a man marries a woman, I feel it doesn't necessarily mean that he is ready for marriage. So that means that he could get married to anybody or to the girls presented to him, and he can still not be ready. I do agree with that statement that women marry who they want. Was that correct?
Can.
So, okay, hold on. So women marry who they can?
Yes.
And men
marry who they want.
Who they want. Okay.
Damn, I'm starting to understand that even more now.
So am I.
Yeah, I have to think about that for a second. Yeah,
Women have it easy when it comes to getting a man. Like I've said this, I think a few episodes ago, where for a woman to get a man is not very difficult because y'all have what we want, and it's essentially to get in between your legs. So you have the keys to the city. You know what I'm saying? But unless you're a good woman to keep this man, it's not going to happen. Unless he wants you to keep him, like unless that's what he wants, it's not going to happen. So in some situations, women, like you mentioned, have the biological clock and they're ready. They're ready at a certain age. I don't know. It varies from woman to woman. They hit a point where like, you know what? I'm fucking ready. Let me go find this man. But then they come across bum, right? But then they find the dude who has matured, has slayed like 25 demons. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking leveled up a couple times. He's ready. Now he's ready. You know what I'm saying? Now he's ready for marriage. So then the woman's like, okay, you're ready. I choose you and you choose me. Then they get married. This is why, in some aspects, I don't disagree with the statement. Because women be ready and motherfuckers be out there just especially motherfuckers that come here. Like, dudes that come here, bro. You would swear these niggas have never tasted vagina in their life. These motherfuckers don't know how to behave.
Different
Swear to
flavors
God.
out there, man. Different flavors.
Lots of them too. I mean,
You know?
for me, like I've said in past episodes, it was like a kid in the candy store. I had already liked Caucasian women. I was like, damn, look at all these white women. Shit. And then like I was like, good. I was good. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was nothing new. But a lot of these dudes come here, Nate. And bro, I tell you, they lose
Mike
their
said, if it
fucking
ain't
mind.
snowing, I ain't going.
Well, no, I don't like snow. I like all flavors of the rainbow. All flavors, all colors of the rainbow. I don't discriminate.
I will kind of add to this conversation. I think, Mike, you posed this in our little group chat, is the idea of romance being dead. Now, Paulina, you being married for as long as you have, I'm not sure how much you can attest to this, but I'm inclined to agree with that statement, though, that the idea of romance and trying to what's the proper way to say, is like court or woo a woman, is kind of dying out, more or less, because I feel like sometimes, and I'm only seeing this on selective accounts and videos and such, so my idea of it might be a little bit more skewed than most. So like the idea of like how, you know, women really, there's only two things women see, or only a handful of things, and that's one of them is the bank account. That's clear as a lot of that is clear as day nowadays with some of these women I see on. You agree with that, Hunter? Or?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
I
Hunter
disagree.
knows.
Yeah,
Hunter
I agree
knows.
with you. I agree with Paulina.
Hunter knows these hoes have disrespected Hunter, and he's tired of it, and he's retaliating now.
You know why I disagree? Simply because, so I think you're, and I'm not saying that what you believe is wrong, right?
I'm not saying I do believe it. I'm just saying I'm only going off what I have seen on other social media.
And I've seen the same thing, right?
So you and I see the same things. So.
Exactly. And I think a lot of it has to do is where you are in the world. So one of the things people talk a lot about on social media right now is passport bros, right? And that has a lot to do with women in the US are the type, not all, some, most, I don't know. I don't have fucking statistics, so I don't know. But, you know, the perception is that they care about you. Like you seen the TikToks where they're like, oh, how much do you expect the man to make? And it's like, oh, over $100,000 a year. And they're like, yo, first of all, you know how long you have to be with a company to start getting that kind of money? Unless you go to school for years, and depending on the profession, you know how long you gotta. And then you want to make 100,000. You want to have a big ass dick. You want him to be fucking thoughtful and caring, and you want him to fucking cook and clean also because your mama ain't teach you shit. What'd you say, Hunter? What'd you say, Hunter, last week? What'd you say?
Oh, what did I say last week?
Oh, come on, man.
Can you season chicken?
Cheeked up? Somebody cheeked up?
Oh yeah, you can be double cheeked up on Thursday afternoon, but can you season some damn chicken?
God damn it! Love that shit. That's right, man. That's right. Because think about it. In my experience with a lot of women, period, not all, but unfortunately the majority, I cook better than these motherfuckers do. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, first of all, hold on. What you laughing at? I'm paying the meaning.
Man, keep going. Go ahead.
No. You're not going to see. This is why I don't like you. That's why I don't. We go through this every fucking episode. I don't like your light skinned ass. This is what I need my son to be. This is why I gotta teach him to act like a dark skin, because you light skins, bro, with your light skin energy. It's light skin shit. All I care about is money and the city that I'm from.
Don't bring Drake up.
you know what I've been seeing though? You're gonna think this is
Don't
wild.
bring up Drake, okay?
Oh.
You know what I've been seeing though? I'm seeing a lot of women, American women, going to Europe to find a man. Like they're going to France.
Yeah, because they want them soft ass
Italy.
niggas. They want them soft dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't mean this shit because it ain't all European men, but in my experience, bro, the first time I remember I bumped into this dude in Germany, and it was back when I was in the army, and it wasn't like a big boom. It was like I just bumped, and I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you, dude?
So basically, you're saying that most, if not all, European men are sweet.
Yo, some of them, like here, it depends on the country. Let's talk about like France and Germany, right? These motherfuckers are soft like Charmin, baby shit. You know what I'm saying? Eastern European motherfuckers, they built different. You know what I'm saying? From the Baltic countries, from all the stands, of the stands, They built different. These motherfuckers just wake up in the morning and drink vodka like water. These motherfuckers are built different. But these Germans, bro, especially the ones that grew up in cities, they're so
Yeah,
disappointing, man.
I feel like it's getting worse though. I feel like it's getting worse. Especially with this, I wouldn't say in my generation, but even with the younger generation, I feel like through a lot of social media platforms, there are a lot of Andrew Tates going around, and I'm not shitting on him. I see everybody's perspective, and I may not agree with a lot of things. He makes sense in certain aspects.
Okay,
that's exactly what I say too.
And especially, yeah.
No, go ahead. My apologies.
Like even when it comes to, I don't know if you heard this girl Pearl. I think she.
I know Pearl.
Pearl's
girl. That's
Yeah.
my girl. I love
Yeah,
Pearl.
I know. I think she has her biggest audience. I think is actually men, because she does, she does speak of, I feel like, the male perspective more than the female's perspective. But I also I listen to her, but I don't agree with most of what she's saying. But in certain topics, she has valid points. And this is what I'm just saying as a comparison to Andrew Tate, just as well. He makes sense in certain topics, and this is why I'm just like, yeah. But in a lot of things, when you have him saying, for example, oh, the woman got to cook, the woman got to clean, she got to do this, and she got to do this, and I'll bring the money home. Very traditional. That's his personal preference of a relationship. And then in certain aspects, he makes it okay to treat a woman like, I would say, a whore, because he does portray a lot of it on social media, as far as I have seen. And so young males see that. And so I feel like it is kind of getting a little worse.
So
I just think he's a buffoon.
No, I think you're not. I think you're not seeing long form Andrew Tate. I think people see the problem with the good and the bad thing about social media is that we're constantly exposed to different opinions and information, but you're not always given the whole picture. See, when I first heard Andrew Tate, I was like, who the fuck is this stupid nigga talking this dumb shit? Like, what the fuck? And then I took time to actually, whatever podcast or show, whatever he was on, I took the time to actually listen to what the dude was saying, right? The dude is not, he's not completely wrong. Like some of the shit, I think a lot of it is based on his delivery of the message and how he's delivering his message.
Blunt.
Like he's crude and very blunt. So, and like callous. So I understand why some people like Hoochie Man says he's a buffoon. I get that. I understand how he can be interpreted that way. But if you take the time to just actually listen to his message in its entirety and not just a clip from someone who's hating, you would then see a different perspective. Just like Pearl. When I first heard her, I was like, damn, Pearl coming off like a pick-me chick. You know what I'm saying? She's like, that's what she sounded like. Like she was trying to, as you mentioned, cater to the thoughts and ideas of men. I'm not saying you're wrong, because a lot of dudes, these weak-minded young men hear these messages and like, yeah, bitch, you should be in my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? When I get home, you should be on your knees sucking my slang. You know what I'm saying? Sucking my thing, baby. Now that's stupid, nigga. Shut up.
They don't have to. We wouldn't mind it.
I mean, yeah.
But here's the thing, though, with guys like Andrew Tate and his audience per se, because a lot of his audience are what I would call impressionable young teenagers, and they hear the short form content that everybody gets upset about, and they think to themselves, because they don't know any better, they think to themselves, wow, this is what a woman should be, and this is what I should be to a woman, And then I think that what I will say about Andrew Tate is this, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face. His ideas on masculinity in the modern times, I more or less agree with, depending on the topic. If you look at his ideas on masculinity and what it takes to be a better man, there's not really a lot that you can argue that says, oh, he's wrong. I would say when it comes to his ideas on relationships, because they're so traditional,
Mhm.
I would more or less say that there's room to kind of tailor that however you want to tailor that. Like, you don't have to think that way, but if you have other ideas that you can incorporate with relationships with some of those ideas that he has, you can do
Yeah.
that. I
But
think
do
it
we
just
under
depends on the person. But I think as far as his ideas on masculinity goes, and what it takes to be that better man for themselves, not for other people, I would say that there's a lot of truth to what he says. In
But
my
do you
opinion.
See, I don't listen
do
to
you-
Andrew Tate a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the issue that a lot of people have with Andrew Tate is his delivery.
Yeah,
He's
100%.
very straightforward and blunt, and that makes people feel uncomfortable because he's giving a he's speaking truth, but in a way that doesn't make people feel comfortable enough to want to sit down and listen to
Yeah,
him.
people don't
It's
like
like Matt
truth, man.
says, we're
Yeah.
getting this short form content. You
Mm.
got these 1 minute, videos on YouTube Shorts, or you're watching TikToks, or you on
But
IG or
you
Snap, and you're not actually listening to all the content, actually where he's coming from, what he's talking about.
Yep.
So people
Yeah.
develop like these, these
hate.
these
They loathe him.
these
Theories.
ideas about him that necessarily aren't true. Necessarily aren't true. I just feel like people get uncomfortable with him, but he does say a lot of shit that's true. You got to give it to him, especially when it comes to relationships. I agree with everybody else. He says things where I'm kind of like, I don't feel like all women need to be in the kitchen and cook and clean. That's fucking crazy to me. Like, men can do the same shit.
Here's why, and I don't mean to interrupt, but here's why,
You're
right?
good.
Like I mentioned, a lot of the short form content that's being put out there by women, they're expecting, for lack of a better word, traditional men, breadwinners, right? Okay, so if the expectation is for your man to be a breadwinner, to go out there and earn 100K and to do all this manly man shit, wouldn't the flip side of that coin be for the woman to then be in the kitchen and do all these things? Because you know what I've been seeing a lot of, and it's funny, and I have no problem with women empowerment. My mother's a strong woman. My mother's what we would classify as an independent woman, sometimes to a fault. Like Paulina knows my mom. My mom is all that in a bag of chips.
I love her.
Okay,
I love her.
nobody can't tell my mama shit. You know what
She's
I
the
mean?
best.
I'm telling you, you want to talk, it
She's
sometimes
a true definition of an independent woman.
it's screwed with my views of what women are supposed to. When I hear these motherfuckers bitching, complaining, and moaning, I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up and go work. My mom raised 3 of us by her fucking
Yeah.
self. So when I hear people complain, oh, I can't do it. Oh, my baby daddy, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Women before you have done it, women after you will do it. Okay. But
Tupac
however,
made a whole song about that.
yeah. But however, in my opinion, and I love my mama, but you know what? I think some of that strong woman, independent woman, I could do it by myself shit is part of the reason why my mother currently is by herself, because she don't know
She
how.
doesn't
She's
have
done it.
that feminine energy.
No, we don't. Men don't want that. I'm not saying I don't. First of all, I women provide a different kind. I think the right woman in a man's life makes him everything, makes him a better man, because women provide a different kind of strength that we don't have, right? They bring that, it's feminine strength. I don't have a proper term for it, but I think that's what it is, right? The right woman can make you from good to fucking great. You're a good man, you're fucking great all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? But then you have these women who don't know how to be soft. You have women who don't know how to, for lack of a better word, submit to their man. So you're like, yo, I feel like I'm dealing with another dude. Like, do you got a dick under there? What's wrong with you? Like, calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Taped to her thigh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think that's a lot of problems. I think young men today, not Dante, because Dante's all right, man. I ain't gonna give him a lot of shit, but he's all right. He's an intelligent, light-skinned motherfucker. He's all right. He's all
He
right.
had
But
to
a lot of
mention he had to mention light skin.
I have to. I hate him. I hate him. But no, Dante's intelligent. This is why I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? I talk Dante. Dante and I talk on a regular because he's an intelligent young man. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of Dante's a better version of what I was at that age. He ain't a hoe like I was. He's more articulate than what I was at that age. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I rock with him, because I do see a lot of similarities. He's just a light-skinned upgrade version of what I was.
Yeah, I rock with Mark because Mark is rocking with us.
You know what I'm saying? So this is me giving him props. Still, fuck you, Dante. But this is me giving him his props.
Thank you.
It took a whole year for Mike to basically admit that sort of thing on this show.
Wow, we gotta give it a round of applause for this.
We gotta give him a
though.
round of applause.
Round of applause. Round of applause to me. Especially a little humility. All right.
Yeah, I when it comes to this, I want to say something to what Mike said and also to what Undercover Brother said. So when it comes to this
I'm sorry. I've never heard anyone actually call him that. So that's fucking hilarious.
I don't know. I mean, Undercover Brother.
Throw in jail. Throw in jail. You know, Paulina? Jail. That's it. You're in jail.
Oh,
But that's his name, though, isn't it?
No, it's
On the
not. It's
display.
Matthew.
It's not
Jail.
his name, but yeah. You can just call me Matt, Paulina. It's okay.
Matt, okay.
That was great though. It's like when Mike called me the N-word. It was like a badge of honor for a second.
Oh, but, no, I love that clip. That clip is fucking dope.
That's my
That
favorite
clip is great.
bro.
Man. Nigga.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I'll send you.
Oh, there's a clip out there. You got to send it to her.
Funny as fuck. His reaction.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, when it comes to the feminine and masculine energy, I do agree with you on that. I feel like even back in the day when you see the very, very traditional, like back in the 50s, 40s, and so on, you know, the male, he was a provider and the female was at home with the kids and she didn't have to work and she had that feminine energy. And I feel like it was much more, well, I wouldn't say better, but it was, I can't find the English word for that. I feel like the feminine energy was much easier to have back in the day because you had men providing for the family. And today you have a lot of independent women, like you said, your mom, and I love your mom a lot. You know, she is an independent woman, but I also do see a lot of independent women that are so independent that they say, I don't need no man. I don't need nobody. I can do everything myself. And I know, you know, especially through marriage, I have learned that men do love the soft side, the submission side, the submissive side of a woman. And it's important to have that. And I've struggled with that myself too in the beginning of the marriage because I was always so independent. And I've learned that from my mom too, because she was a single mom until I was like 8 years old and she had to do it all herself. And I've seen it a lot. So I was that, you know, I didn't want anybody's help. I didn't want my man's help. And it was hard for me actually being vulnerable enough to open that feminine side. And I think that this feminine energy is in every woman, but it also takes a man to unlock that kind of, you know, because.
Amen. 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 100% right. Amen.
Yeah, because if you have a woman and she's so independent and then the man comes into the picture, she started dating and he's nagging, why are you always like this and why are you always like that, and it's not going to make her emotionally safe enough to give him that feminine energy, you know. But it all comes down, of course, to communication as well. You know, if you have a man and he's like, hey honey, you don't have to do that, I can, let's say she's lifting something or she's getting the groceries and she takes all the bags and he's like, listen, let me do it, I can, you know, don't worry about it. And it allows her to open up that feminine side and to focus on other things like self-care and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Can I add another point to that though? Because I just thought of this as you were talking, Paulina. On the flip side of that, as far as how a man treats and reacts to a woman, I think it depends on how the man treats his mama. Because if the man treats his mama like shit, there's a good chance that he's going to treat other women like shit too.
First of all, who treat their mama like shit?
I'm just saying there are men out there that treat their mama like shit.
You want me to tell you something? You want me to tell you something? Real shit. And I'm only speaking from my perspective, right? I have never in my life seen a minority. When I mean minority, I mean Indian, Asian, Black, Hispanic. I have never in my life seen one of these minorities cuss at their mama, talk bad to their mama, get loud with their mama. Never. However, aside from one family, that is the Wallace family. Shout out to the Wallace family. I love y'all. I miss y'all. I have this dude, boy, oh boy. First of all, calling these motherfuckers. What is up with y'all calling your mama and dad by their first name? Karen, Bill, what the fuck, man? I thought you were gonna help me today. Like, what? Why do y'all call y'all parents by the first name? Show some fucking respect. That's weird as fuck.
That's a white person thing. That is a white thing, dude. I've only ever seen white people do that.
Even as a white person, I never do that.
Never, I never.
Another thing.
I don't either.
Let me get close. Okay, Matthew. What's up with you Italians? Like somebody said.
Whoa.
He said Italian. Yo.
Yes. Somebody was like,
call me a fucking guinea while you're at it.
Somebody was like, listen, you're fucking white. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm Italian.
Oh, don't even go with it. I'm not having this conversation because I'm in the same
jail.
boat.
What the fuck?
I'm in the same boat as you.
No. Explain it to me because you're Italian.
Here's the thing.
You're Italian, or you're of Italian heritage. Explain.
I don't understand that though, because if you think about it, Italians are just darker white people. They're just tanned. They're tanned white people. That's all.
Yeah, but it's not a race.
It's not a race. Like Italian is a nationality. I mean, like for instance,
dumb.
I mean, I'm half Italian. I'm also Russian and Ukrainian. Shout out to my boys, people at war.
Oh shit, I'm Russian too.
There we go.
No, yeah,
because you don't even speak shit. You're American. Shut up.
Wait, Matt, you said you're Russian and Ukrainian?
We've gone over this.
Yes, he is.
I know the joke you're gonna make. You've made it before.
What?
Yes.
What? All right, what joke? What joke? Go ahead.
I stand with you, my brother.
What? No. I was gonna say what side you picking, but okay.
Oh my god,
you on the side of Vladimir Poo-Poo?
I'm picking no sides at this point.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I plead the fifth on that one. But no, like I agree. But I agree that the Italians that they claim like there was this one guy that I knew in podcasting. He's not even in podcasting anymore. He's kind of a fucking bum. But he went on that whole thing where it's like, oh, I'm Italian, I'm not white. I'm like, brother, you are fucking mad pale, and you're telling me that you're not white?
Yes. Wait. You said brother though?
No,
I did.
But
no. Wait, were there more than what? Okay, here's a better question. How many black folk were present at the time?
This was online. There was no black folk present. It was
he said brother. ER.
He said brother. Come on, brother. Come on, my brother.
Well, according to the Bible, we're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah, because we all come from Adam and Eve. You know what? You know how many times I've had this conversation with Christians? Christians can't fuck with me. Because you know what? I was force-fed religion. You know what I'm saying? So every time Christians come and talk to me about some shit, but like, listen, motherfucker, weren't you sinning last night? Go to church, motherfucker. Go to church. And I bet you know what? These motherfuckers be judging real quick. Like all these conservative Christians that have a problem with fucking drag queens and all this shit. Listen, I guarantee that you had some shrimp, some pig's feet. You know what I'm saying? All the things that it says in the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. It says you're not supposed to eat that. You're not supposed to eat it. It says it right there, and they still do. And then I had one motherfucker tell me, "Oh, that you know what? Everything in the Old Testament is no longer valid." Then you know what? Throw the whole fucking book out. Then if that's the case,
you know what?
Throw it out.
I'm glad that you mentioned conservatives because now let's steer this a different way. This show in these last couple minutes here.
Buckle up,
Paulina. I heard that you're looking to move to the U.S. to kind of help kickstart the music career. Am I wrong, or am I hearing from the wrong source, aka Mike?
That's not what I said, but okay.
Well, then what did you say? Because apparently I might have misquoted you by accident.
You sure the fuck did. I said that since I have known Paulina, she's always had this fascination with living and moving to the U.S. That's what I said. Okay, you're gonna quote me correctly, Matthew.
My apologies, Mike. So
Thank you.
I'm just curious where that comes from, because obviously I'm sure people in Europe have been looking and laughing at what the U.S. has been doing over the last, 5 to 6 years or so. And I'm curious to know, like, what your thoughts on America now after the whole Trump thing has been completed. We'll say, and that people are still kind of wild and out here. I'm just curious to know what you think about all that from an outsider European perspective, and if that
question.
curiosity still is there for you to come here in the future.
Okay, so let me answer this up front. So what you both wasn't wrong when you said what you said. Like Mike's right. Especially back then, my big dream was it to go to the States and kickstart off my music. And I was actually in the States, and I did. And the reason I wanted to go back is because I've seen that what I've reached with my music in 3 months in the States, I have not been able to reach in 3 years in Germany. I was on radio shows, I was on shows, I was at open mics and all that stuff they have in the States that we don't typically have. And it was, I was just capable of bringing out my talent and showing it to audience way more than here in Germany. And this is why I wanted to go to the States. So I think let me pause this right here and let me continue after I answer the other question of what I think about the whole, I would say politics, what's going on in the States.
We'll say political divide, for lack of better terms.
Yeah. I would say I think we're influenced a lot by the media here in Europe when it comes to, everybody is very influenced by media, but I think us in Europe much more, because especially when you don't have American friends and you don't know Americans personally that you can talk to that are living there, that know the situation, that can share some real life updates with you. I think your opinion is built based upon the media. And so, especially when Trump was running or was president, everybody was just super against Trump. And that's because the media just showed him to be this bad guy. Now, I'm not gonna say who's good and who's bad and stuff like that. I have my own personal opinion on this. But I do think when it comes to just like politics and what's going on in the States, I feel like here in Europe, we are not really informed correctly about what is going on.
You should be a politician, I swear to God.
Do you think it's more because it's biased, or do you think it's just because it's not being reported properly, or is there like any bias to it that might? It's
absolutely biased. Yeah. Even with the Russian-Ukraine situation, same thing. It's just, I think media in general, all across the world, like all across the globe, is just very biased. Mm-hmm. This is what media does. I could talk hours about this. It's meant to cause the divide, and I feel like the media, it's a business. They need money, they need people to watch it. And how do you get people to watch stuff when you report a lot of lies and negativity?
Fox News.
Yeah. CNN. Same thing. Like I used to watch a lot of CNN, and it's just I stopped watching CNN when I realized like all they do is just have one person that is the topic of discussion, and they make this person look as bad as possible, And
what I love about news, especially here, like I work at Planet Fitness, right? And everyone at Planet Fitness, there's TVs like all across by the treadmills, and we have CNN, MSNBC, Fox News playing all day long. We
Turn them
can't
all
change
off.
it.
No one should be watching the news
They're
at the gym.
all of them are on, right? You know, here's the wild shit though. Here's the wild shit for real. They will all be talking about the same exact topic at the same exact time,
Just different angles.
but talking about it in completely different ways, completely different angles. The headlines will make one person seem like a pretty good dude. And then you'll look at the other headline and be like, hey, you motherfucking asshole. And then the other one, you'll be like, I don't know what kind of guy this is. You know, it's wild. They're all talking about the same topic.
It's mixed signals is what it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The truth will lie somewhere in between all of that. But as far as watching, this is why I never agree with watching one news platform over another solely, because I just think that they're all biased. They're all biased in their own way. The truth is somewhere in between it all, and just that no one really knows what it could be, because everybody has their own spin on things. So,
however, MSNBC and CNN have not been ousted as telling blatant lies the way Fox News has.
Yo, it's
Fox
crazy
News,
they paid their way out of that shit.
have you not
That's
seen the
crazy
settlement?
to
Like
me.
Fox News has been
Crazy to
ousted.
me.
It is public knowledge now that during the 2020 election, all the news that they were putting out about the Dominion voting machines were 100% lies. And the fucked up thing is they knew that they were putting out lies. Like Tucker Carlson knew he was lying. But the thing is, see, I'm okay with people being biased, right? Because that's just biases exist in the world, and that is what it is. Okay. Unfortunately, people nowadays can't give you raw and uncut news, and that sucks. However, when you knowingly misinform your base, like misinform, and we're talking about Trump knew, we're talking about Rudy Giuliani knew, we're talking about Tucker Carlson, we know Laura Ingraham, all these motherfuckers that be on there being loud as hell. All
White
of them
trash.
And it's for me, it's not even a matter of being white. It's like your job is to report the news, right? We the people need information. Like,
We need
give
facts.
me the truth. Give me factual information so that I can make an educated decision about where I want my loyalties to lie, or where you want to affiliate yourself with what political party. But when you're lying to people,
well, I want information that's actually useful. I don't want to know how a purple M&M is like ruining your day or some stupid.
Not wrong. Yeah. They made a big deal about shit like that when all that was going on. You know,
it does. You know that the color red, like all that shit that they drink in the U.S. that they have banned in other countries, literally fucks with your mind. Literally fucks with everything. Like, I didn't know that. I thought I was like, damn. Like, that's a thing? Like, bro, I've been over here on a drop 15 doing nothing. I haven't even joined the gym yet. Drop 15 just from eating regular shit because of all the nonsense they put in the food.
Damn. So what you was saying was you was fat as hell over here in the States. Huh?
Hey, nigga, you ain't lying, bro. Nah, go ahead and say it with your chest. You ain't lying. Hey, you ain't
I
lying.
will say you do look a little slimmer though. I can see it.
And I eat this, like, I will say I have, like, since I came over here, decided to incorporate more vegetables and shit into what I eat. You know what I'm saying?
We love plant-based stuff.
Well, to fuck all that plant-based shit. I love me some chicken.
We love vegetables.
No. Give me hey, Mike, what you want for dinner? Give me the steak. Fuck out here. No, I still like, not all the time, but I'm gonna take a steak. You know what I'm saying? But I do, especially like right around from where I live, they have like this fresh fruit and vegetable market. Like, it's right there. Like, it's literally 5 minute, like not even 2 minutes. I could walk. It's right there. And I walked past the other day because I was going to the equivalent of CVS is called DM. And I was walking by the little market and I was like, I just took a whiff and I was like, yo, that shit smells fucking fire because it's just fresh. And you look at it and it just looks beautiful and it smells beautiful. And I'm like, I want all of it. Just pack all of it in a bag and put it in my fridge because I'm cooking like zucchini over here. Oh, like, I love it, bro. I made some fire ass chicken curry the other day.
That's the
You know what I'm
thing living
saying?
over here in the States, man, because like listen, I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier, bro. Every time I try to eat healthier, I can't because I can't fucking afford it.
That's I was
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad you
Oh,
the
brought it.
that's
That's
problem.
another
fucked up.
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
get me started. I have a lot of
Why?
opinions on
Why
that.
should it be? Why should it
Yeah.
have to cost you a kidney to eat healthy? Why?
Yeah, right, right. I
You know what I'm
agree
saying?
because when I was in the States back then, like I think it was 2014, and when I was there, I was broke as shit because I was going through something, and then things just
I
happened.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Mike
remember.
knows.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, I didn't really have much money. So and it wasn't really like I'm a vegan now, but back then I wasn't, so I would eat anything. And they had those I think it was like 10 chicken nuggets for like one buck 50 or something at Burger King. Like that was a dope offer. And I
Mm-hmm.
used to eat them so much because at the store, when I used to go to the store and want to buy a salad, it was literally like $5.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah, it's
what
wild, ain't
like
it?
what the fuck? Yeah.
Real quick,
Salads
since
at
we're
McDonald's be OD. They're like
yeah,
$7,
they're
son.
bugging. Real quick,
Well, that's
since
because
we're
the
on this.
prices have gotten everything's gotten higher.
Well,
That's why everything's
Yeah.
currently
bumped up.
everything, the state of everything is just expensive,
And
even here in Germany.
and I wanted to jump back on to the question that you asked, Matt, because when after Trump left office, I feel like this whole theater in the media here in Europe was gone, and so when it was time to for our elections, I feel like now we're just so focused on our struggles that we don't really like see what is going on outside of our country right now, because our country right now is struggling. Mike sees it. The prices, I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere, like you just mentioned, the prices are just ridiculous. But here for electricity, I pay like 130 euros, and almost equivalent to dollars now, for a month of the electricity. It jumped up double from what I used to pay a year ago. And not only the
So,
electricity, but also the gas, you
oh
know?
yeah, the gas has been terrible. Oh man,
So
Yeah.
don't even
no,
get me started on
and
gas.
gas is more expensive over here, man.
Yeah.
The
Is
gas is
it?
more expensive. Oh
You
yes,
know,
they paying
how
like
much is a
150,
liter
like
of
a
gas?
liter, 3 liters to a gallon.
180 now. It's 190
So
almost.
so picture. Okay, put it like this. Let's round that up to $2 a liter,
Yeah.
right? So let's say $2 a liter. There's 3 liters in a gallon. We're talking $6 a gallon for
Wow.
gas.
And I thought what was that for me? 3.39 last
Yeah,
I saw
nah,
by the gas
bro.
station. I thought that was bad. That's
Yeah, gas is
absurd.
expensive over here, man.
That's
Gas
We
is really
absurd.
we pay for 1 liter. We paid basically, let's say, €1 for a liter, but we pay double, like €2 for 1 liter. That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous to me.
yeah.
Like
It's
and it causes so much. It causes so much struggle in Germany. Also with like paying gas at home, using the heat, using electricity,
yeah.
and then not being able to use your car because of the gas prices. So many people have to travel with the public transportation and stuff like that.
Which is
And
okay.
so
Which is okay over here. So it's fire
it's
over here.
okay.
It's probably
But
better than it
then
is in the US.
100%.
yeah, it is definitely.
100%.
I could imagine.
But it's
So
like even we had with the public transportation, we had a lot of issues because they raise the price. They keep raising the prices each year, and their tickets just get super expensive. You pay almost $3 for a one-way ride, and to me, it's just way too much, for public
so
transportation.
so let me provide a little bit of context because that to them means dick. Okay. So right now, I think from Metuchen to Penn Station, one way is about $10, right? Currently. What they're
Something like that.
experiencing, yeah, right now, that's what it is. Like literally, because I can tell you because I used to take the ride every day. I missed that job. So what she's saying is it would be the equivalent of jumping to like $16 for one way. Like the percentage of increase. I mean, not like the actual price, but the percentage in the increase. It's absurd. It's absurd. Like, I mean, I'm still good. Like, Mike will be good. Like, especially once I start actually working again, I'm gonna live like a god. But I'm not German, so for me, it's different. Like for me, I'm good over here. Like I hear people's complaints and I understand it. Like when you break down the numbers and the percentages and the inflation, like for example, I'm one of those people that have gas. My heat runs on gas, right? So every time I turn on the water, that gas thing comes on. I don't even know what to expect because I've never had this before. Like I got a radiator, bro. Like I don't
just save up some money. Like save up a few thousands.
Well, I'm gonna be good. Thousands.
Yeah, no, seriously. With them prices right now,
you know what? We got to throw Germany in jail. Fuck them. Throw them all in jail.
Come back, Mike. Come back.
I agree,
man. Let me tell you something. I don't want to be here. I do not want to be here. I'm here being a good father because that's what you should do, right? Fuck your hopes and dreams. If you got to sacrifice one thing in this world, it should be for your kids. Period.
Mike is different than me. Just fuck them kids. But anyways, we got anything else, man?
No, listen here. Hey, Matt, you know what? First of all, Palina, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation.
You
it was
can come
awesome.
anytime you want to back on the show. It's been a breath of fresh air to have a woman on the show. You know what I'm saying? A different perspective.
It's been a while, too.
Different, yeah, because we haven't had Dante with the, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk offline. But you know what? Pauline, tell the people where they can find you, your socials, your music. Where can we find everything at?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. It's Palina Music Official. So it's not Paulina, like a lot of people think it's with a U. That's my like legal name, but Palina is my stage name. So Palina Music Official. No dots, no nothing. Same goes for YouTube, basically. YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. It's just Palina, and basically either Palina Music Official or Palina Music. You'll find me on Twitter and pretty much everywhere.
Fantastic. Matthew, take
Yes,
us to church, man. Take us to church.
Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say first, thank you, Paulina, for being here again. Second of all, since we've been coming back, we appreciate all the feedback that has been provided for this show. We do appreciate it. There's plenty of outlets to tell us what you think about the show, and I'm going to tell you a few of them right now. First and foremost, you can follow the show on your favorite podcasting platform like Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, the Good Pods app, so many more. Just search up the Bromigos podcast. There's a couple of them out there, but they're not nearly as good as us. So, Twitter, @BromigosPod. Instagram, the Bromigos Pod, as that's the same for the Facebook page as well. The TikTok, the Bromigos Podcast. Dang, tell them about the YouTube, man.
If you don't watch us on YouTube, your mom's a hoe.
Shit.
I don't know if I was going to go that far, but you know
don't watch
what?
this on YouTube, your mom's a God. You see? Oh my Lord.
By the way, YouTube Shorts is a fantastic way for us to fucking market our show, man. The shorts have been
yeah. The shorts kick off, bro.
The YouTube Shorts is a good thing. Is a good thing right now.
Hey, keep watching us on the shorts, fucking.
If you're not watching us on YouTube, your mom's a hoe. I mean that shit.
Jail.
Last but certainly not least, you can also find us on Full Swap Radio, their Sunday string of shows. The time you can find us there is 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Well, then, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from Panama Red. You know what I'm saying? Happy 420. I'm about to go keep smoking, and because I had too much to drink just now, I need to level out. You know what I'm saying? So, happy 420 to you. That's it from us and Paulina. Y'all have a good.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avina! That's okay! She'll be back. Another cradle. She'll love me tomorrow.